there, what is up? Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. In today's video, I am continuing with my makeup decluttering series, which after I'm done with makeup, I've decided will turn into just an in general lifestyle sort of decluttering series. So if watching people go through their collections, talk about their items, and declutter their items is something that really jives with you, you are definitely going to want to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That way you will not miss any of those uploads. My first two makeup decluttering videos in like a similar sort of format were my eyeshadow declutter videos. I will link both of those down below so you can check them out after this video, as well as like my entire declutter playlist, just in case, you know, you have found this video in later months, so you can check out that entire playlist. So what we're doing today, I know I said it was going to be my powder declutter. I have some are not going to be powdered products, but these are mainly like my face products. So we have my blushes, my bronzers, my highlighters, my setting powders, contour palettes, all of that, all neatly fit into here. So let's pop this open. Let's get this started. First, we have my setting powders. Let's talk about these one at a time. So first, I want to highlight the Fit Me from Maybelline New York. This is their loose finishing powder, and I am almost done with it. I know that this does have a cult following, but honestly for me, it just didn't do very much. I have finished it because pretty much my logic with, specifically with setting powders, is as long as it doesn't break me out or look horrible, I sort of just use what I have. So a few of these actually, you're going to hear that like, I didn't really like it, but I had it, and that is definitely the case with the Maybelline Fit Me. I used it with multiple types of brushes, as well as like a little like powder puff to try to get it out a little more. My biggest issue with this, it is a pretty thing to have on the counter, but when you open it up, like it's square, but it's round, like it has a round opening here. And so I found that a lot of powder was actually lost in here to sort of sift it out. And then whenever I would try to pour it back in here, a whole lot of powder was lost. And that is one thing that I did not like. I did lose a lot of product, but just in general, I found that this would just sit on my face. Even whenever I sprayed it with a setting powder, it would just sit on my face. However, I am keeping this because like I said, I am working my way through it, and I am almost done. Similarly to I am almost done, so I will be keeping it. Spoiler alert, I am keeping all of my face powders just because I'm on a no-buy until I run out of that particular product for makeup until the end of 2020. So I'm working my way through all of these. But this is the Ciate London Extraordinary Translucent Powder. And I had an issue with this one as well as the next one that I'm going to talk about, just because, so as you can see, it says it's a translucent powder. It has a slight white cast. And so I find that this is not finely milled enough to be a translucent powder because it sits on my skin. It sits on my skin and it gives my skin sort of a white cast. So definitely was not my favorite. Also a translucent setting powder is the HD powder from e.l.f. I'm not sure if these were supposed to be like, this was supposed to be like a dupe for this one, or if this was supposed to be a dupe for like the Makeup Forever translucent powder. It was a lot more finely milled than the Ciate London translucent setting powder. I did like this one a little better, but to be honest, it was so soft, I found it too soft. I don't know, it didn't form a good setting base. So once this one runs out, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to repurchase it. Moving on to an e.l.f. product though that I will repurchase. I hate the packaging. However, this is just a compact of just their regular setting powder. Super cheap packaging, super cheap product though, but I found that this is pretty good. And the final powder, which was $1, it's from the Miss A's website, and this is the AOA Studio Perfect Finishing Pressed Powder. I actually really love this one. I got the banana powder shade. Banana powders do brighten up the skin, and at the time my skin, it needed a lot of brightening because it was quite dull. So this one I really do like. Since it is a banana powder though, when I use it for my entire face, I am quite not illuminated in like the shininess, but just like entire face is brightened. So you get the banana shade. I do recommend that you use it sparingly. Next, we are moving into bronzer category. So first we have a clean beauty brand, Jingyi, and love this packaging. This was actually in my project pan for 2020, and as you can see, It hasn't gone down very much. I haven't been using this one lately because I found other products that looked better on my skin tone. So this one looks great on application, but as the day goes on, it does tend to kind of get muddy on my face. I don't know if that is just my skin tone or the type of skin I have, but yeah, unfortunately for me, this is going to have to be a declutter. Another one that really did not work for me was Wet n Wild bronzer in Ticket to Brazil. And I tried to love this product so much because so many people on the internets love this product. And I thought, well, surely there is something wrong with me if everyone else loves this product and it's not working with me. But it's just, I don't know. It has a little too much refined shimmer for me. And it's another one of those products that it looks good right upon application, but as soon as like I step outside into the humidity or I do anything like more than 5 minutes, I end up just looking like an orangey disco ball. So yeah, definitely not pleased, definitely decluttering it. All right, next we have a Kiko Milano Green Me bronzer in Sweet Honey. So I have dug into this bronzer a bit. So what I like to do is sometimes I just like an understated editorial look for my makeup. And so what I'll do a lot of times is I'll take a bronzer and I'll mix it like with a little Vaseline or something to that effect, just to create like, I guess like a wet shadow, shimmery tinge of color. I am describing that horribly. So yeah, that's what I do. That's specifically how I use this one. Rimmel London's Natural Bronzer. I could write a sonnet of love to this bronzer. This claims that it is a waterproof bronzing powder. I've never actually seen if it's waterproof. I know that it is sweatproof, so that is pretty good. Mine is in the shade Sunlight. This powder I have repurchased countless times, probably by this point in my life hundreds of times, because I've been using this since my freshman year of high school. And let me age myself a little bit. My freshman year of high school was in 2001, 2002, somewhere around there. I think it was like the 2001, 2002 school year. So yeah, I've been using this particular bronzing powder and the formula has not changed much. The packaging has not changed much either. And I am in love with this powder. I get a close-up for you so you can see it. If you are looking for a good drugstore bronzer, hearts all around it, I highly recommend this one. If you are looking for a good high-end bronzer, NARS. This is a cult classic, NARS Laguna. I love it. Of course I'm keeping it. This does not fall into any sort of category and I am keeping it, but since we're going through my collection, I thought that it was worth a mention. This is from Miss A's website. This is the AOA Studio Sculpt Fix and it's a contour stick. They have contour sticks of different shades and it's just, you know, it's just a cream contour stick. It works really well and it blends out like a dream. Time for highlighters, all that shimmers. Let's start with drugstore. We have e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Jelly Highlighter in Cloud. So this is a jelly highlighter, but it honestly doesn't have like, honestly, I left it in the car, so it may have like melted it. It no longer has a jelly consistency, but I absolutely love this highlighter just simply for the fact that what I like to do with this one, like let's look at it. It shears out so wonderfully. And it just gives a slight sheen. So what I like to do, sometimes I'll mix it in with my foundation, but I also like to apply my foundation and my concealer and then go in and put that on. Just gives a hint of shine, like just more like a healthy glow. Absolutely love this one. I mean, you can't really buy this at the drugstore, but these all together were like $3 or $4. So they make bigger ones as well, but I have a variety pack. This is the Glow Baby from AOA Studio. And some of these I like, and some of these I do not. This one is a white shade, and it is called Holograph. It has a white and purple shift to it, and I am not a big fan of that. I am going to be decluttering this one. The shade is called Super Glow. This just dries down super chalky on me and actually looks quite patchy. Shade is Afterglow and I'm absolutely in love with it. I use it on my eyes quite often, so I'm going to keep this one. This is the shade Goddess, and it is a little too dark to work for a highlighter on my skin tone, but I do like to use this as a bronzing tool because, you know, every so often you want a little shimmery bronze going on, and that for me is perfect. So I will keep this one. And this tone is called Morning Glow. This actually does a very, like, they look quite similar. This one does almost an identical job as this jelly highlighter. Since I love this one so much, I will be decluttering this one. This tiny little highlighter is from Winky Lux. This is Winky Lux Charm Holographic Highlighter. I do love a lot of Winky Lux products, however, not this one. As previously stated, I'm not a holographic fan, so yeah. Decluttering. We have Coty Airspun. This is a loose face highlighter, and this is in the shade Glow for the Gold, by the way. This stuff, like, look at it. Look at it. It gets everywhere. I've dropped it a few times because I am a clumsy person and it's gotten everywhere. And so, like, my carpet and my floors in some places are just so shimmery. But yeah, no, not a fan. This is a little too glittery for me. Now we have the higher end ones. These are two Becca Cosmetics highlighters. This one is in Prosecco Pop, and this one is in Champagne Pop. So when you look at them, they look almost identical, no? But to me, they're so different. And they're so different to like the extent that when I saw them in the store, I was like, yes, I do need both. This one has a little more of a gold tone, and this one has a little more of a peach tone. I am keeping them both, obviously. Highlighter is just something that's not like an everyday essential to me anymore. It used to be, but it's just not anymore. But when I use these Becca highlighters, I just suddenly look a whole lot healthier. Let me know in the comments down below if you feel when you use highlighters, if it just sort of gives you a healthy glow as well. Oh, and this one. See, I didn't even include it in the lineup because I don't use it at all. It's from Fenty Beauty. This is her Kilowatt highlighter in Trophy Wife, and it's beautiful. It's not me at all. It is pure gold. And I have used this before as an eyeshadow topper, and it looks gorgeous as one. But if you have seen my other two videos, my eyeshadow collection and declutter, you will know I have a ton of eyeshadows. So I'm going to be passing this along to somebody else. Now we come to blushes. I have more blushes than one person should own, so let's go through them. Nourishing Cream Blush Tint found is, if I'm not mistaken, it is a Clean Beauty brand. It's okay. It's an okay color. However, it is really, really hard to like dig into. Like it takes a lot to get color out, and just the pigment payoff is not that great. So I'm going to get rid of this one. Also, another one that I find that is not a great pigment payoff is Milk Makeup's. Well, it's a lip and cheek oil. So this is the Glimmer Glow Oil Lip and Cheek. And I was highly disappointed in this product. I received it in a subscription box a few months back and just completely disappointed. So I will be getting rid of this one. This one is, wait, is this not? Oh, it's a highlighter. My mistake. Shows you how much I use it. It is from Trestique, and it is their All Over Starlighter in Ultraviolet. Do not like this one. Received quite a few of these, as did other people in subscription boxes last year. Found no use for it, so I am getting rid of this one. I have Desert Rose from Note. This is quite a pigmented color, and really and truly, I only use it during fall. I do change my makeup up during fall, so I will hold on to it for those months. All right, so here we have Pretty Vulgar. This is the Make Them Blush in Hush Blush. This is one of my favorite blush shades. This 9 times out of 10 is what I'm wearing on a day-to-day basis. I'm actually trying to work my way through it. I mean, technically I'm trying to work my way through all of my products, but this was in my 2020 project pan, so I am holding on to this one. Another one that I love wearing is a liquid, actually, and it is from NARS. This is their NARS Orgasm Liquid Blush. This has a bit of a shimmer. Okay, so we have Bella Pierre Mineral Blush Autumn Glow. This one is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it is too tawny for my skin tone. Way too much on the brown side, and I've even tried to like contour with it or try to, you know, like use it as some sort of bronzer, and it just doesn't work in any capacity. So I will be decluttering this one. Another one that I am going to be decluttering, this is e.l.f. Jelly Pop Flush Blush in the shade Berry Pop. And I purchased this one because I loved the jelly highlighter so much. Unfortunately, this just did not do anything for me. So this one is still like a jelly consistency, but this just, it's just too red. Perhaps like another shade would have looked better on me, but I'll be getting rid of this one. And that bronzer earlier, the same brand, I actually got them together, the Jingyi. This is a vegan lip and cheek glow. And I've never actually used this as a lip glow or like a lip balm, but I have used this on my cheeks and I really do enjoy it. It gives a nice natural, like whenever I'm doing like a no makeup look, perfect blush for that. We have a blush from Lorac, actually has quite the shimmer to it. And this, any and every time I've tried to use this blush, even like as a blush topper, it just makes me look like I have really bright Barbie doll cheeks. So I'll be getting rid of this one. All right, so Marbled Light in the shade Dusk from Ciate London. I found that this was a real good dupe for Hourglass's ambient lighting as far as the color was concerned. A slight difference, but in general gave the same effect. However, no, I don't know. It was just a tad too chalky on me. But all the rest are going to be small sample sizes or deluxe sample sizes, have you. This is from Bare Minerals. This was sent to me by Bare Minerals and Influencer for their Bounce and Blur line and, Mauve Sunrise. And I absolutely love it. It's a putty formula. And yeah, love it. Going to be keeping this. This is another one that I wear only during fall and winter, but I do love it. So the two exact shades from Tarte. Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush has my absolute favorite formula of any blushes. And this is the shade Partay. Yes, Party. And so this was part of like birthday sets. So I got one, my mom gave me hers, but I love this one. This is a perfect neutral blush for me. And finally, we have a Benefit blush. Speaking of, I've worn it since high school. I've worn this one since high school as well. This is their Dandelion blush, and I love it. It just gives just a proper hint of color, and that's all. It just gives a beautiful, just sort of hint, and I love it for that. Right, and finally, we have come to palettes, just various palettes. So we're going to start out, I actually, like this was an Ipsy Glam Bag Plus collab, but I'm not sure what brand manufactured this, but it was a Betty Boop collab. Okay, and it has seen better days. I was not thrilled with any of these, and yeah, like the quality, the formulas, the pigment payoff, how it looks on me, just in general, pleased. So I will be decluttering this one. Another one, which was a collab. This was Ofra collabed with Madison Miller, and I have used it. I do like the actual blush. The blush, as you can see, I've used quite a bit. I do enjoy it. Neither of these highlighters really worked for me. They are way too icy for my complexion. So I'm going to see if I can depot the actual blush and put it in a Z palette that I have, and then just get rid of these two highlighters. But if not, the entire thing will go because as you saw, I have quite a few blushes. Contouring palette is from Too Faced. This is their Cocoa Contour. Received this, I think it was BoxyCharm. I have not used it at all. Like I used the medium contour just a little bit, but used it enough to be like, yeah, I love this, or yeah, I hate this. So sorry, it's in my collection, but I really can't give much of a review on this. If you've used this palette, let us know in the comments down below. How did you like it? Did it work for you? Etc., etc. I will be keeping this one just until the end of the year, just to see how it works. So this is actually the contouring palette that I use most often. It's the Tarteist Pro Glow palette from Tarte. Really, really great to travel with. I like all of the highlighter shades, actually. I mix them all together a lot. And then they have Shade and Sculpt. This one is a cream. Could not think of the word. So this is cream and this is powder. I've used them both. They work both so well together and separately. And then my last one, last but not least, my baby, my pride and joy, my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit. This was the, I mean, they do it every year for the holidays, but I got this one in 2019. Let's gaze upon the beautifulness. It's really a reflective mirror. That is why I'm hiding it. Both of these blushes work really, really well. This one is the one that I use most often, but I do like both of these. This is a bronzer that has just like a diffused light, like all of this has diffused light sort of within it to give you like a glow from within sort of thing. So I think that this palette would be really great on mature skin as well as, I mean, really any age this would be good on, but it does not have any harsh glitter to it. That is why I said for a mature skin. But anyway, this bronzer, no matter how much I put on of this bronzer, it never looks cakey and it never looks orange. It's just beautiful. Now, both of these, I've read reviews of both of these powders, and a lot of people say in the reviews, oh, it doesn't highlight. That's because they're not highlighting powders. They're supposed to just sort of illuminate. I like to use this one under my eyes when I have really dark circles, really brightens that up. And this is the actual highlighter in the kit. Beautiful, beautiful lit from within powder highlighter. Just beautiful in general. So yes, I will keep this until it is no more, and then I will cry. These are all of the items that I am keeping. I find that it was a lot more successful of a declutter than my eyeshadows. Now it may seem, if you watch that one as well, that I didn't declutter as much. That's just because the collection was not as big. I know that I didn't actually say this, but pretty much my face powders, like at the beginning, I'm keeping because I have them and I want to use them up. If you have watched to the end of this video, I am actually looking for recommendations of setting powders. It can be a loose powder or it can be a pressed powder. That is fine. Just let me know in the comments down below. I would greatly appreciate that. I also appreciate you coming by and hanging out with me today, going through my powder, bronzer, contouring, blush, highlighting collection and decluttering it with me. Like I said at the beginning of this video, if you like this sort of thing, click that subscribe button, ring that bell so you will not miss any more of my decluttering series. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!